Hey, what's up? What it do? What it do? Baltimore, you know what time it is? It's 8 o'clock, so just a bit outside, sports radio show. I'm your host, Kescia, in the building. And across from me, I have, as always, the mega Mark Foster in the building.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, you ready to get started? Ready to get it in?
Let's get it in. Let's get it. I don't know. I just brain froze.
Let's get it popping.
Monday.
Right. God. How you feeling there? You dragging or you...
It's been a weird day, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is Mercury in retrograde? So, as always, we start off with what's been going on around town this week and over the weekend. We had one of Baltimore and Maryland's biggest festivals this weekend. We had Artscape 2017, which is Baltimore's annual art festival.
Yep. Goes
down right in my backyard in Midtown Baltimore, the Mount Vernon, Station North area. And this is one of my favorite things of the year in Baltimore, and is like one of the reasons why I've stayed at the spot that I've stayed at for over 5 years.
Okay.
Like, Artscape is like literally in my backyard.
Nice.
Like, I get to just walk out my house, walk one block, and it's right there. And for those of you who are outside of Baltimore or may not be familiar with Artscape, it's just basically a weekend festival where it's a celebration of the arts, all arts, music, literature, theater, yeah, the whole nine. I mean, the Parkway Theater got involved. They had a couple of free films, and that's the great thing about Artscape. You know, everything is free.
Yep.
For real, the festival is free. They have free concerts, free movies, like I said, at the Parkway, and exhibits, shows. Like, I mean, they really go all out. And it seems like it gets bigger and bigger every year because they just keep stretching, you know, north. It's there. 'Cause I remember, you know, back in the day when I was, like, running around in high school, you know, that joint was, like, up by 33rd Street.
Okay.
And it was just, like, this little area type deal. I mean, it's always been a big deal, but now they've moved it down to like the Mount Vernon, Mount Royal area, and it just keeps going north and north and north. And like, you know, this year it went like a block or two past North Avenue.
Wow.
You know, right? You know, there's this little lot off of North and Charles, where pretty much the hipster kids have taken over. They put a stage up over there, and they be having drum circles, yoga, all that crazy shit that the young kids like to do. You know what I mean? So, so it went up there. So it was really, really cool.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It is. And it's always on the hottest weekend of the year.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. Like, man, they seem like they just picked the hottest weekend of summer, and this year was like no different. I went out on Friday to walk around a little bit and get something to eat. Man, I think I made it like half the way through. And I turned around and went to Joe Square inside the AC, got some pizza, watched the Orioles. Yeah. And speaking of the Orioles, this is why I got my hat on today. They proved me wrong. They proved me wrong. Yes. I don't know if y'all remember, but last week I was going off. I was like, you know, these upcoming 2 series, they only gonna win 1 game. And they swept the Rangers. They swept the Texas Rangers. You know, I'm surprised about that.
And they took one from the Astros.
Yeah, they took one from the Astros.
One of the 2 best teams in the league right now.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are they turning the corner, or?
I'm not willing to say that yet. They're improving.
Right.
Did you see the statement that Anthony put out?
No. What did he say?
He said they're not selling. That they're not a selling.
Really?
Now, part of me is like, maybe that's just talk for the fans to hype them up or whatever.
Right, so they don't burn down Camden Yards.
Yeah. He said they're like 4 games out of the second wild card, something like that.
Yeah.
And that there's still a lot of season to go, that they're excited about their core and that they want to stay competitive and want to get to the postseason this year. So that's what the front office is saying.
Yeah. And they are playing the Tampa Bay Devil Rays tonight, so we'll keep you guys updated on that. What else is going on? We have another yearly thing, Shark Week.
Oh, yeah.
2017 on Discovery Channel all this week.
A little local flavor last night.
Yeah. Shark Week went just a bit outside and did a little virtual race between you want to talk about
Mr. Olympian Michael Phelps versus a great white shark.
Right.
Did you watch it? Because I didn't hear anything about it. Apparently, some people were pissed though.
Because the great white won.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was thinking to myself. I didn't watch it either, but I was just thinking about the whole thing, like a great white versus. I mean, don't get me wrong. Michael Phelps is an Olympian. He is awesome. But you are talking about 500-pound?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Fish, like, what were y'all? I don't know what people were expecting.
And they get up to 20, 30 miles an hour. So it's
right.
Michael Phelps is fast. He's not that fast.
Right. I mean, this is something that lives in the water and is like made to move for the water. Like,
yep.
I don't know that So I don't think there's any spoiler or when it came to that.
Some people were like, "Well, what if he gets eaten by the shark?" I'm like, they're gonna take precautions. It's not like just throw him in the ocean.
Right.
Although that would make entertaining TV.
Yeah, I'm about to say that would make for some good TV though. But yeah, shout out to Michael Phelps for showing up on Discovery. Man, that was pretty cool. Yeah. That was pretty cool though.
Definitely.
It kind of had like a little sports science / marine bio. What do you call that? Marine biology.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Let's go with that. All right, cool. So, yeah, all week on Discovery Channel. If you're into sharks, they got stuff going on all week. And if you're like me, this is like the yearly reminder to stay the hell out of the ocean. That we are all right. Thank you, Eric. We are all nothing but fish for these animals. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Seriously. But you're a big beach guy though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know it. I know.
Jump in the ocean. Yeah, it's fun.
I just think about all the sea monsters out there every time
you step in a little seaweed and you freak the
Yeah. I'm always looking down like, what's that rolling past my foot?
Something brushes up against your shin.
Right. I'm like, what the hell? Jaws is coming.
But that's what they got the lifeguards up in the big towers.
Right.
And it's always like there's a sandbar like quarter mile out, so like you're not really in danger.
Yeah, all right. And I don't know, those sharks are getting bolder and bolder every year, taking people down. Telling you, man.
Well, remember like 10 years ago, there was like shark hysteria. They kept on reporting this. It was all news sensation because that year actually saw lower shark attacks than years prior. Damn
media.
Exactly.
Getting everybody hyped for no reason at all.
Fake news.
Fake news. All right, so last week we had our first WTF moment of the week. We have 2 for you this week. Our first WTF moment is about someone that I kind of admired. I kind of admired this dude. And it's an announcer by the name of Mike Tirico, who is with, I believe, NBC?
NBC, yeah. He had a long career with ESPN, but recently moved.
Right. And I was calling this man like the Iron Man of media because, I mean, if it was a huge sporting event going down, Mike Tirico was there. Masters, Olympics, Wimbledon, you know, what have you. You know, I was kind of sad to see him go from ESPN. I was kind of surprised because he did football too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he always seemed to get like the inside word on stuff, leaking or not leaking, but breaking news.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, he recently had an interview with the New York Times. Okay? And in this interview, my man Mike says, basically, I mean, Eric, did you put the picture up?
Picture.
All right, picture's up. All right, so you see what Mike Tirico looks like. All right, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to say that I'm this whole expert on the whole deal, but
with your best educated guess,
my whole life, I thought Mike Tirico was black.
That's a sound judgment.
Right. So he gets up with the New York Times and he says, and I quote, "When people go around and say, 'You are black,' he says, well, I don't encourage it, but by the same token, I don't back off of it." He actually says that he is an Italian American from Queens.
From Queens.
And
how you doing?
And he also goes on to say that the only contact I had growing up was with my mom's side of the family. And they are all as white as the refrigerator I'm standing in front of right now. Now, you know, I don't know about y'all, but I think there might be a little confusion on Mr. Tirico's side. Yeah, shots fired. This is what we do. Like, I don't know, man. It is kind of like disappointing because, you know, this is somebody that's, you know, famous and that's in a good position to represent the black community. And, you know, how many times, like, when people in the sports world or when they get to a certain type of status, you know, Tiger Woods with his whole Cablinasian or, did I get that right? Blasian, Caucasian, whatever it was, you know, you dismiss who you are, man. And, you know, that's just really disappointing to somebody who, to somebody who was a fan and, like, really, you know, looked up to this person, you know, even from a journalist standpoint, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What I was reading also was he said he hadn't seen his dad since he was 4 years old, but he has pictures of his father and his father's family, and that they're white too.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've heard about news stories in the past where people with lineage, like white people with black lineage somewhere in the past, two white people can produce a black baby with the genes just linking up at the right moment at the right time.
Right.
But it is extremely rare, and I seriously doubt Mike Tirico had that happen.
Right.
Maybe Mama was getting a little something on the side. I don't know.
I don't know, but what I am going to say, Mike, come back home, baby. We don't want to give you up in the trade, dog. Look, when we come back, we're going to have, we're going to talk about some more what the fuck moments, and we're also going to get into the WNBA. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Just a bit outside. Kescia, Mark.
Mike Tirico, get that DNA test.
Asshole.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Woo!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a
left.
You are not going to. Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue. Just broke up and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left.
I don't really think she's happy, but
you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat, and apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside. Thanks for joining us each and every Monday. Just a Bit Outside on BeExposedRadio.com. You can listen to us several ways. There's Facebook, there's YouTube. There are 2 apps from the BeExposedRadio.com website. There's links to the TuneIn app and the Radio Loyalty app. Give us a call. We would love to talk to you. 410-702-5657. When we left, we were doing our WTF moments of the week. We talked about Mike Tirico and his need for a DNA test. Ancestry.com is there, bud. $100. You're good.
Shots fired. That's what we do.
Also, James Alexander, he commented on the Facebook feed, talking about some rub for some ribs. So I'm down for some ribs.
Okay. All right. We have one more WTF moment of the week, and this comes from minor league baseball. So we had 4 minor league baseball players take a very special trip recently. So these 4 gentlemen who played for the Seattle Mariners AAA team, they didn't want to take the early flight with the rest of their team to New Mexico, right? So what these players did, these 4 guys did, they broke away from the team, which I think is very ironic, pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made their own accommodations through American Airlines. Booked a different flight, something that would afford them more hours of sleep and they wouldn't have to take the red eye. So, Karma, the beautiful babe that she is, came through and bit them on the butt. American Airlines, due to some type of problem, couldn't grant them their flight. And they ended up having to take an Uber. Okay? An Uber from Phoenix, Arizona to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay? Do you know how long that was? 7 hours.
7? Jesus.
The trip was 7 hours, and it cost $683. That's the price that it cost. I mean, that had to be more than the right. I don't think that's more than the plane ticket, right?
Probably so. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you didn't get any rest on that 7-hour car ride. I mean, the price you pay to dog your team. Like, seriously. Whatever happened to team unity? Y'all all make that trip together. You all get on that red eye together.
Not to mention the team pays for the plane tickets.
Right. So you came out of pocket. And then they got, of course, they took to the Twitterverse and tried to put American Airlines on blast. Now, I'm going to put y'all on blast because you separated from your team. You tried to make your own accommodations, and look what happens. Dog, teamwork. Stay with your team. You grind together. You get up early together. You don't make your own accommodations. That's what's wrong with these kids, man. Like,
you won't see the guys in the majors doing this, so maybe you should just sit down, shut up, and take the flight.
Right. Dog. WTF. So those are our 2 WTF moments of the week.
Pretty good WTF moments of the week too.
Yeah. That Mike Tirico thing, I'm still blown by that. But I'm gonna hand it over to Mark because we're gonna tone it down a little bit for one more announcement.
We always go just a little bit outside here.
Yep.
And we've expressed our love of music, and we've talked about it several times. Every time we have a guest on, it's their
Fave 5.
Fave 5. That's the one I was looking for. And last week there was a really huge loss in the music world. Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, he committed suicide. He hung himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really good friends with Chris Cornell, who also hung himself 3 months ago, I want to say.
Yep.
He sang at Chris Cornell's funeral. And for me, this was just a huge loss. Not only am I a big Linkin Park fan, but, I mean, like we've discussed about music, it's something intangible.
Mm-hmm.
music can transport you to a memory. And for Linkin Park, for me, I think about when I moved to California, and a friend and I, we'd be commuting to work, and Hybrid Theory came out not too long ago, and we'd be playing that in the car every day. And also 1,000 Suns. It got me through a really rough part in my marriage. And ironically, on the way over here, that's what popped up on the Google Play.
Really?
So that's what I was playing on the way over.
That's pretty awesome.
He was 41. That's the same age I am, which is just, it makes me think of my own mortality.
Yeah.
And it's just a huge loss. I also think back to Kurt Cobain and when he killed himself, and I remember where I was when I heard that news. It was one of those moments. But for me, I almost think Chester Bennington is bigger for me personally than Kurt Cobain's death. And those are 3 artists just now that we've talked about that all killed themselves. Kurt Cobain joining the 27 Club.
Yep.
So for our listeners, if you or if anyone you know has considered suicide or is thinking about it, talk to someone. There's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. If you Google them, there's actually chat, so you don't even have to call if you don't want to talk on the phone. But, I don't want to say think about yourself, because, those people in desperate situations, they just need to feel the love, and sometimes they just need to talk. So it's not worth taking your life.
Well said.
And I just wish Chester was still around.
Well said. Well said. Thanks for that, Mark. That was really awesome.
Thank you.
So, what we are going to do is we're about to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to discuss the WNBA. We're going to have some Major League Baseball action for you. Of course, we're going to do our who's hot, who's not. We're also going to talk about the NBA and recent developments with Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving. What the hell's going on in Cleveland? Y'all don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside. Monday night.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside. Got a little heavy there in the last segment, so we're going to change it up. Give us a call, like we said earlier, 410-702-5657. We appreciate you being here every Monday night. Kescia.
All right, so we are going to switch gears and talk a little bit of basketball. We're going to talk about the WNBA. They had the All-Star game go down this weekend. I watched a little bit of the festivities. Just a quick recap. The West won.
Yep.
The score was 130 to 121. Not insanely high.
Still pretty high for them, though.
Yeah, it was high for them. I mean, that was kind of an eyebrow raiser for me when I was watching.
Yeah.
Maya Moore was the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything about the weekend that was like a takeaway for you or really stood out?
What really stood out for me when reading up about the All-Stars is Chicago guard Allie Quigley.
I knew we were going to talk about the same thing, yeah.
22nd pick in 2008.
Yep.
By 2012, she was out of the WNBA. She just wasn't clicking in Seattle where she was picked. She only scored 63 points in her first 4 years through 34 games and 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
That just sounds like someone who's floundering. So 2012, she's out of the WNBA. 2013, she signs with Chicago, which is where she is now.
Right.
Let's see. This is her first season as a starter. She's averaging 16.9 points a game. She ranks in the top 5 in the league for three-pointers made at 44, and three-point percentage, 44.4. It's her first selection after 9 years.
Yep.
To be an All-Star. And she won the three-point contest this weekend.
Yep.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Quigley. And also, like, this whole weekend had to have been, like, really awesome for her because when she was released in 2012, it was by Seattle.
Yep.
So, the irony of that, with the All-Star game being in Seattle, I mean, I'm pretty sure she was, had the mindset of, I'm going to go show these folks what they missing, what they let go. And she really came through. Like Mark said, won a three-point contest, balled out in the All-Star game, and just really good feel-good story for the WNBA.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
What she score? 14 off the bench?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's her first name? Vandersloot. I can't remember her name. Her last name's Vandersloot. She went there just to support her, wore her jersey to the game. So she's definitely got a lot of love from the other players.
Oh, yeah. She's well respected. I mean, did you mention that she was the 6th Woman of the Year, 2014 and 2015?
Yep, twice.
So, she's made a huge comeback. We like to hear about that. Really quickly, what do you expect the second half of the season in the WNBA?
I'm thinking just kind of more of the same. Minnesota, LA. I think it's pretty well defined right now. I definitely want to see the Mercury still do well, but a few teams have some vital injuries. So I mean that's kind of about all sports.
Absolutely. I'm expecting to see a really tight Eastern Conference race to the postseason. I mean, we currently have 4 teams that are all within 3 games of first place. And as Mark mentioned, that we had some injuries. Washington Mystics lost Della Dawn and
Phoenix.
Yeah, Brittany Griner is done. So it'll be really cool to see how some of these other teams, the Connecticut Sun of the Eastern Conference, and also the Liberty, they're trying to make moves too. But most importantly, though, the Sun, led by Jonquel Jones, who leads the team in points and rebounds, they are looking to make that push to first place, man. So we'll see how that shapes up, and we're looking forward to the postseason on that as well. And we're gonna see how Washington responds without having Della Dawn, because I still haven't heard any updates about that injury.
No.
About a timetable of her coming back, so we'll be on the lookout for that as well. We're gonna keep it moving, going on to the MLB, Major League Baseball. As always, we're gonna do our who's hot and who's not. Mark, who do you have for this week's who's hot? I know we don't have the same one on this.
It'd be funny if we do.
It would be, but go ahead. Who you got?
I have a team that's been derided here quite a bit. The Chicago Cubs. Since the All-Star break, they're 8-1. Their starting pitching has rebounded. Take note, Orioles, because your starting pitching needs to rebound too. Like I said, 8-1. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Part of that run was unfortunately sweeping the Orioles. They swept the Braves, and they won the series against their rival Cardinals 2-1. They are now tied for first place in their division with the Brewers.
That's right.
Let's see. Currently, they're in a 4-game series against the White Sox. If they keep up the play they are doing now, they should definitely take that series 3-1, maybe 4-0. And then they're going to take on the Brewers again, or take on the Brewers this weekend. So that's going to be for dominance of the division. The Cubs, what's the word I'm looking for? As floundering as they've been this season, the defending champions just not living up to that hype. They're now poised to make that comeback, that second half rally. That's why I have them as who's hot.
All right, that's it, and that's a good one. I am going to go with the American League. My who's hot this week is the Kansas City Royals. This is another team that is kind of turning the corner and trying to make that push to the postseason. They are currently on a 5-game win streak. They're 1.5 games out of first place in the AL Central. The next series against Detroit, and if they get a couple wins there, they could very well be in first place. And did you just say the Cubs swept the White Sox?
No, they're playing them right now.
They're playing them right now. Okay.
Series.
Well, the Kansas City Royals just swept the White Sox, and you're going to hear more about the White Sox in a minute from me. I'm kind of feeling them right now. And, I've been talking about one of their starting pitchers that's been awesome, Jason Vargas.
Yep. And
they've, really been getting it done. Hosmer's still there. Moustakas is getting it done. And, they trying to make that push. And if, don't sleep on the Kansas City Royals. These are one of my teams that could very well sneak up in there and be playing the Houston Astros to represent the American League in the World Series.
Definitely.
That's my pick for who's hot. So we're going to move on to who's not. Excuse me. Mark, who you got?
Phillies? No. They're always the safe pick.
Right.
I'm going to go with someone that you had as who's not a while back, and that is the San Francisco Giants.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're fighting to be worse than the Phillies. They are... Actually, they just lost 3 out of 4 to the Padres, who had been at the bottom of their division. Giants took them over as the bottom of the division.
Mm-hmm.
The Padres, you had them as who's not a while back too. Actually, I think the first one we did.
Yep.
And what's most surprising for me is that the Giants, they're that team that always is there. Even if they're not having a great season, they're still middle of the pack or just outside playoff contention. And for them to have sunk this low, it's really shocking. And I honestly thought they would bounce back. I thought they'd do better. But with a week to go in the deadline, I would not be surprised if we see them unload some people and try to build for the future.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with them as well. They have a pretty good, or what I thought was a pretty decent bullpen, pitcher rotation. Yep. Johnny Cueto has not been. I mean, Johnny Cueto is someone who was considered for Cy Young like several years in a row. He hasn't been playing really well. Madison Bumgarner, I believe he might have been injured for a little while.
Yeah,
he just came off an injury, and I believe he dropped his first start off the DL.
Yep.
So I think pitching is a big problem with them, and as Mark said, I wouldn't be surprised either if they try to unload some of those guys to get some better pitching, because they're in that division with the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, right? And the Rockies. Is that the 4 teams? Is another team in there?
Padres.
Well, let's not talk about them. But yeah, right. Shots fired. That's what we do. They're definitely going to have to make some moves to be able to contend in that division. I mean, honestly, I don't think they're going to make it out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is it's kind of disheartening to me because I like to follow them as well. So, good pick for who's not. I told you guys we were going to talk about the Chicago White Sox again. That's my pick for who's not. They are in last place in the AL Central. They're on a 9-game losing streak. They just lost one of their best players. They traded Todd Frazier to the Yankees. And it looks like they're just going to scrap this season and look forward to next season and try to rebuild from there. So, that they're not in a good spot. If you are in that section of Chicago, you're not happy at all right now, and you're watching the Cubs having all the fun, and it really sucks to be you. So that's our who's hot and who's not. And really quickly, let's do our midway pick for American League MVP. I know we're not going to have the same pick for this one. Who you got? Aaron Judge.
This was really a tough pick, honestly.
Really?
Because for me, there's 2 clear-cut leaders.
Okay.
And it did come down to Aaron Judge and Chris Sale for me.
Okay.
Pitching, obviously, Chris Sale has been so dominant and consistent. And in your pitchers, that's what you want. But you're right. In the end, I did go with Aaron Judge. He leads the league in home runs. He leads the AL in RBIs. He has a .310 batting average, which is just below the top 5. Your guy, Cody Bellinger, he's got like a 2.83, which is still decent.
Yeah, but Judge is blowing it out the water.
And for a rookie to be doing this, I almost think the writers don't want to put a rookie as MVP, so that's working against him. But I'd say looking at the stats, looking at everything going for him, he is my current pick.
Okay. And I think that's a pretty decent pick because, he is a rookie, but, you can't help but talk about him, and he's already got the respect around the league.
He is a superstar.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about his all-star batting practice jersey, not even the real joint, but the batting practice jersey being like an all-time seller. So, all right, good pick. My pick is Jose Altuve, shortstop for the Houston Astros. He's first in American League in batting average. Speeding out your guy.
Okay.
358. He's third in the AL in stolen bases with 21. There's a little bit of irony with this pick because Jose Altuve was actually cut by the Astros not too long ago because they said that he was too small. And it was really funny because he stuck around, and I believe at age 16 he got signed for like $15,000.
Wow.
Right. Right. It's really, really awesome. And now with his bat and his play, they're starting to compare him to Pete Rose. So he's been a major part to the Astros' success, and I think he's a pretty good bet for the AL MVP.
Good pick.
Yeah, thank you. Now, since we're doing all this talk about the Astros, and that's all the hype that they're going to be the ones to go to the American League, represent the American League in the World Series. When we come back, Mark and I are going to give our suggestions of who has the best chance at beating the Houston Astros and taking that trip to the World Series. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy, busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you
on.
say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside. Thanks for joining us each and every Monday, as I say every single time. Listen to us on Facebook, TuneIn, Radio Loyalty, YouTube. We just did our Who's Hot and Who's Not for Major League Baseball. And speaking of Major League Baseball, we have an update on the Orioles. Score is 1-0. It is top of the 6th inning, and the score came in the 3rd when Adam Jones got a home run.
Whoop, whoop. All right, AJ. Orioles roll. They rolling, man. We're going to the World Series.
2020.
All right, y'all. All right, when we left off, we were talking about the Astros and how they are the team to beat. And Mark, I wanted to pose the question: who do you think has the best chance at beating the Houston Astros in the postseason?
No one. That's not an option, obviously.
Right.
Thinking about it, and that's the thing about sports, though. Like, I mean, the Astros could fly into the playoffs and lose in the first round.
Yep.
I think looking at the standings and who is where they are right now, I'm thinking Cleveland.
Really?
I think Cleveland. They're still top of their division. They're not, explosive and showy, but they're winning games and they're keeping ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if they get at least to the AL Championship Series, if not to the World Series.
Okay. All right. I went with Boston. The Yankees has the mighty Aaron Judge, and they just collected Todd Frazier. But to me, you got to have a good pitching rotation to make it to the playoffs and go to the World Series.
Yep.
And I really feel like outside of the Houston Astros, Boston has got a pretty decent rotation of their own. We were just talking about Chris Sale. We've done a little talking about David Price, and let's not forget Drew Pomeranz. These guys have been getting it done on the mound, and then they have a nice little pieces that get it done at the plate. Mookie Betts, the young buck from the Boston Red Sox. I mean, this guy he's a potential AL MVP candidate.
Definitely.
He leads the team on home runs, RBIs, and on-base percentage, and he also leads the American League in doubles. So, you can never count Boston out. They're always around in the postseason. But I really think, they've really put together a really nice team this year, and they'll definitely be able to contend with the Houston Astros, and also with your Cleveland Indians. Wasn't that it last season?
Yeah.
It was Cleveland.
Cleveland and Chicago were the World Series.
Might.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying for the AL.
For the AL, yeah.
Yeah, Boston, right?
Boston, I think.
Yeah, we might run that back. You never know. So so next week we'll discuss our NL MVP, and we'll also discuss who we think could take the Dodgers on for the World Series. So, and now it's time for my favorite segment.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Still on the Dodgers and MLB. Did you see about Kershaw?
Right. He got put on
that.
DL, right?
Put on DL. I think there was tightness in his back.
Yeah.
But the latest thing I saw today, possibly out 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. And that is like the equivalent of losing LeBron James.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Kobe going down the stretch, heading to postseason. So that's a huge blow. We've done a lot of talking about the Dodgers over the past couple of weeks. I feel like, even though that's a huge blow, their team is so solid. I mean, Alex Wood is still going to kill it. You got my man Ryu on the mound as well. And, who knows? They might have Zach Britton to back up Kenley Jansen in the closing game. So, it'll be interesting to see how they respond to and who steps up to fill the void of the great Clayton Kershaw, man, because That's huge.
I read some theory that Yu Darvish might be on their list of people they want to acquire.
Isn't he with the Rangers right now?
Yeah.
I don't know if Texas is going to let him go.
For any team that Dodgers are going to deal with, their asking price just went up. Period. Yeah. The Dodgers are going to have to pay something to get another starter for these 4 to 6 weeks. Is it going to be worth it? Because they do have a really good rotation.
Yeah. I think they should just weather the storm. You know, you get it done. I mean, like I said, we've talked about this. They got Cody Bellinger holding them down offensively. And, you know, the rest of the pitcher rotation is solid. I mean, this is definitely not an Orioles-type situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you want to sink in ship and then you lose your ace.
Yeah.
You know, I think they'll be just fine. You guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to talk NFL. We're going to talk NBA. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside. Monday night. Mark, Kescia, giving it to you.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's radio loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
50s, a late 40s, early 50s. That's not uncommon. It's a lot of. I mean, I can give you examples like that.
But it's a good thing he's dead because she can actually move on. Like you can't move on. If he was alive, if he was alive and she found out she was having sex with her father for 15 years, you can't move on from that. Somebody's got to die.
You can't. It's gonna be hard.
Somebody's got to die.
So wait. That means he didn't know either, though.
Immediately, so I can stop vomiting because I don't have nothing else left to vomit. All my insides,
but that
all
would
my
mean
skeleton.
He didn't know either. That's what would be the crazy part.
He wouldn't. He still doesn't know because he's dead. How does that game go? Marry, screw, kill? How does that work when it's your dad? Oh my gosh, we talk about stuff like this and more every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Talk Lately, the radio show. Only on BeExposedRadio.com and on YouTube live where you can see
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange radio show.
So you're your biggest asset. You have to practice self-care. Every entrepreneur has to practice self-care. You have to release yourself from toxic situations.
Explain to us real quick, what is a toxic situation?
A toxic situation is something that will control your mind, something that hurts you, something that you have to battle. You know, toxic, hurt. If you're in a toxic situation, if you get hurt, if you get pain, if you get struggle, right? And if your spirit does not align correctly, that may be a toxic situation. So when I say you make that jump when your values don't align, you make decisions based on your values. And if those decisions don't align with your values, then that's when you say no.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Just a bit outside. I am your host, Kescia, and my co-host, Mark, is in the building.
Greetings again. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Bammers. I know. So when we left off, we were just about to get on the Reel on Wrestling with Mark Foster. Oh yeah, what you got for us?
Last night was SmackDown Brand's Battleground pay-per-view, featuring the return of the much reviled Punjabi prison. It's essentially the Hell on a Cell, but made out of bamboo.
Really?
Jinder Mahal defended his championship against Randy Orton, and they're really pushing Jinder Mahal because former champion, since retired, Great Khali came out and assisted his fellow countrymen. And,
nice.
Jinder Mahal retained yet again against Randy Orton. One big title change was the New Day, and I swear if you are mildly into wrestling or if you haven't watched, go to YouTube, look up the New Day. They are entertaining as anything.
Really? What makes them so entertaining?
Oh, just everything. They come out, they're just like skipping, and actually you would totally dig their WrestleMania 32 entrance. They always like do this thing called booty, like they keep on talking booty, and so they have Booty-O's. That's their cereal. So WrestleMania 32.
Booty-O's?
Booty-O's. WrestleMania 32. There's this huge box of Booty-O's cereal on the stage. It tips over, and they come out in Dragon Ball garb.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Like these guys, they're huge, and actually Xavier Woods, one of the guys in the group, he has his own video gaming channel on YouTube called Up Up Down Down.
Okay.
They're entertaining as hell. Just they're great guys. So last night they won the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, taking it from the Usos. I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was busy, but from my understanding is, when the brand split happened last time, like these other B shows that are brand only, the pay-per-views kind of get watered down, and that's what I understand and kind of people felt. So maybe they need to make it more special again.
Right. Hey, y'all, go out on the internet and see if you can find me a box of them Booty-O's.
Oh, yeah. Suncoast. They actually sell them there because they had like
Are you serious?
They had a limited thing where you could buy them online, and they sold. So they sell them at Suncoast. I saw them, but they're like $20 a box.
What?
Because it's like a limited edition collector's item thing.
$20 for some Booty-O's?
That's booty.
Hey, what do Booty-O's taste like? Like, is that going to be delicious?
There's real cereal in there, yeah. So I imagine that they...
It's scary to taste something called Booty-O's. Oh, yeah.
See, you're going to go watch it just to check it out.
Right. I want to see what's up with the Booty-O's.
Another piece of wrestling news from this past week, though, Shane McMahon, he was actually involved in a serious situation on Wednesday. He was in a helicopter flying from Long Island, I believe. And they had some sort of emergency situation. I still haven't heard exactly what it was, but the pilot made an emergency landing in the ocean. Everyone's fine. Everyone made it out okay. And Shane McMahon praised the pilot for being able to put the helicopter down safely in the ocean. But yeah,
so there's a problem with the helicopter?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Can you imagine, like, just flying in a helicopter, not even a plane, and we need to land in the ocean?
Yeah. I think I've, over the years, have developed a fear of heights.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever be able to take a helicopter ride. I mean, it's like, you're in this little bubble. There's nothing else really around you.
Wait. You got to fear heights?
Yeah, man.
And you spend like 24 hours in a plane going to Hong Kong?
I know! Dog, you don't even know. Like, I literally was, like, drunk the whole entire time and would just drink, pass out.
I was going to say that or tranquilizers.
Yeah, dog. Like, you don't even know, man. I would get blasted and go to sleep for like 3 hours. Wake up, look out the window, and be like, "Lord, help me," and order another drink. So yeah, that was quite a challenge for me, yo.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love flying. I want to sit next to the window seat and look outside. I love it. Flying into Vegas at night, sitting at the window, it's awesome.
Yeah, now that is a sight. I have seen that. That's pretty awesome. Is there anything else going on in the MMA? Have we heard any developments on this McGregor-Mayweather business?
Oh, there's always something going on there.
Right. What's the latest with them?
Last week we had heard that McGregor was knocked out during sparring practice. I don't know. Now one of his sparring partners is saying that he's developing some skills and has a secret weapon. Mike Tyson came out today, said that Conor McGregor is going to get his ass whooped.
Yeah, I was about to say Notorious about to get a notorious ass whooping.
And I've got on record and said I'm for Conor in this. But when they did that world tour for a week, I want Conor to win, but I do think he's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, man. I mean, he ain't built for it. You know, I mean, I can go on about that all day. But we got what, less than a month? Yeah, shots fired. That's what we do. Yeah, or no, it's about a month because it's going down August 26th.
Yep.
So I'm expecting in the next couple of weeks the things to heat up between these two. You know,
can it heat up even more?
Yeah, I'm about to say we've already had, you know, love taps and low blows. You know, these guys went on tour all over the country, and it's just been nothing but a circus
During
whole
the tour,
entire
didn't,
time.
Mayweather like grab a backpack full of $5,000 cash or something?
Yeah.
Just all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, and just threw it up in the air, and it was like all $1 bills, and it was saying that's all McGregor was worth, or something like that. I mean, it's been crazy.
I can't wait for the weigh-in.
I know.
That
me
might
too.
be more spectacular
Me too.
than the match.
Me too. I mean, do you think this is going to like equate to one of the greatest fights of all time?
No.
Not even of our time?
It will be the greatest spectacle. It'll be
Yeah.
the most bought pay-per-view possibly ever of all time.
Mhm.
But it will not be a good fight. Just my prediction right now.
Do you think it's going to go to distance?
No.
Yeah.
5 rounds?
That's what I
maybe?
said. I said like 5 rounds, dog.
I mean, I still want Conor to kick his ass. Don't get me wrong. And I think it's because Mayweather still has that perfect record, 49-0. I want him just to have one loss.
One blemish. One blemish. Money ain't going down on this one. They might have to wait a couple of years. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to lose this one.
One more MMA news.
Sure.
Apparently over the weekend, we all know referee Big John McCarthy.
Yep.
One of the most famous, recognizable referees in all of MMA. Some fools decided to try to assault him in LA this weekend, and he went on to just beat the crap out of him.
What?
Yeah.
Would they try to steal his car or something?
They were drunk. That's what I've read. Big John McCarthy of USA fame was attacked and knocked unconscious early afternoon on Wednesday at a Los Angeles Costco. Costco?
What? Y'all banging at Costco? What is wrong with y'all?
Yeah. I mean, who walks up to Big John and just like, oh, I'm going to hit him?
Yeah, I think that's a when keeping it real goes wrong kind of moment. So you got anything else for us? That's it. That's your real on wrestling. Really quickly, let's jump into the NBA because I want to get into NFL, man. It's got a lot to talk about with that. So with the NBA, we've had a few developments go down over the past couple of days. Let's talk about the biggest one first. Okay.
Which one is the biggest
Right,
one?
I was about to say, which one is the biggest one to you? I'm going to let you choose that.
I'm going to definitely say Kyrie Irving.
Yep. We agree.
Every week, it's like, oh, this is the most crazy NBA offseason ever. It's more exciting than those grand finals.
They won up every week. And this, I think this is a jaw dropper.
Oh,
you know, my jaw dropped when I saw it. You know.
If you haven't heard,
go for it.
Kyrie Irving has requested to be traded from the Cavaliers to pretty much anyone. He's tired of playing second fiddle, the Robin to LeBron's Batman. And you figure the drama has to be pretty damn serious to go from a contender who's been in the finals every year the last 3 years, has won a ring, to an unknown situation. Apparently the Rockets have been bandied about. That could be cool.
If they managed, I've heard that too.
And I also heard San Antonio.
Okay. All right, so.
Oh, And apparently, Kyrie's blaming LeBron's camp for leaking the.
Yeah. I heard that too right before we got in here. So who do you think, in your opinion, would be a good fit for Kyrie? Spurs?
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about East Coast teams, and I don't even think about the West Coast teams. Does he pull a KD and just go to Golden State? That'd be like championships for the next 5. That'd rival the Celtics dynasty back, what was it, the 60s?
Yeah.
The 50s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see only contenders come out really trying for him. Celtics, maybe. San Antonio. I just read about the Houston thing the other day, and that really has me intrigued because, like we said, Harden didn't have the backup that he needed. That San Antonio had the situation of, or even Westbrook had a situation where he didn't have the right people around him.
Role players.
And now Houston has CP3.
Yep. James Harden.
James Harden, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And to see Kyrie Irving end up there, I think you definitely have to put them in the mix yet again to be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. You know, I think when I hear about Houston, right, and I just try to figure out where Kyrie Irving would fit into the mix, though. You know what I mean? Because you do already have Harden and Chris Paul.
Yep.
Do you slide him to a small forward position? You know, and I don't know if that would be the right move, or you know, do you bring Chris Paul off the bench? I don't know. I know that's not going to happen. So, you know, so I kind of look away from that, you know. And it's funny that you said when you were thinking about good fits for him, you were kind of in the East Coast state of mind. I was in the West Coast. You know, hey, Utah Jazz, they just lost Gordon Hayward.
Damn.
Right.
I didn't even think about that.
Right.
That's awesome.
Hear me out. Utah Jazz. You get Kyrie Irving to come in there and play with my man Gobert. That's a nice little, you got a nice little 1-2. Then all you need is that third. You know? I do like San Antonio. You know what I mean? I think that would be a decent fit for him. Kyrie Irving is pretty low key. He's not flashy. Yes, he wants to be the man, but he doesn't have to be in that limelight. You know what I mean? I mean, he takes me as somebody who's very low key, very reserved. He would fit in with the pop culture, with the pop program. So I think those would be pretty good fits for him, though. But I mean, you could totally put him on the Jazz and build a franchise around him, and he would be the man there.
That's intriguing, because I mean,
and that's what he wants.
They really haven't been all that great since like the Stockton days in the 90s.
And you could definitely bring it back with those two, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I really like that idea.
Jazz, hire Kescia.
Yeah. See, I know my basketball. But look, you guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk football. Oh, my God. It's finally football season. We're going to revisit our AFC North champ pick for the 2017 season. We're also going to get into the AFC East and the AFC West, and who can beat New England in that division. Does anybody have the personnel to do it this year? We'll see. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts, to interviews, and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, beexposedradio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts, to interviews, and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, beexposedradio.com.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. Like, I've learned I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody loves what you do.
To pay?
I mean,
not always.
Listen, the Bible says money answereth all things.
Well,
okay, and there is a place. There is a place where finances is necessary. And when you got kids, and when you got a wife, and then you doing everything, and you top dog at what you do, especially when you work.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just a Bit Outside, BeExposedRadio.com. Kescia said we're going to get into some NFL talking a little bit. Give us a call, 410-702-5657. Obviously, you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube. There's a TuneIn and Radio Loyalty. Like we said, NFL. Kescia's going to give the details in a little bit, and if you've been paying attention on the Facebook page, we are doing fantasy football this year. We want you to join in, join our league, play for some bragging rights, play for some cash, and we want to thank the iBar over on 2118 Maryland Avenue. They're going to be hooking us up for our draft party with some good eats. Actually, I might go down and get some wings tonight because seriously, they got like the best wings in town.
Our bar has the best wings in Baltimore.
Absolutely. Want to tell them about fantasy?
Yeah, so it's going to be 12 teams. So we're looking for 10 participants. I believe we have 4 committed right now. So we're still looking for 6 more teams. The entry fee is $45. The $45 will cover draft party. Also, it puts towards the cash prize. We haven't locked down the amounts for the cash prizes yet because that's dependent upon participation. But August 14th will be our draft party. As Mark said, that's going to be brought to you by iBar, and we are currently working on getting some more sponsors. So food will be there, drinks will be there, music will be provided for our dude, Mike McMillan, a.k.a. DJ Delight of Sound Productions. He's going to be spinning the 1 and 2, and we're going to be doing this during the show. So, if you want to get on, if you want to have your voice heard, or you want to play some fantasy football, holla at myself, holla at Mark for more details about payment and signing up. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to busting some ass. Team Hollaback. We everything. We all we got.
You play fantasy football every year?
Yeah.
How you do?
I go to the playoffs all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I play in about 3 leagues.
Really?
So I have to budget for. I do that. I do pick'em leagues. Like, I have to budget for fantasy football. Like, I have to dedicate like part of my paycheck to this joint because it's just out of control. So I'm fully expecting to go to the playoffs and for somebody to be playing against me in the championship. That's how confident I am. Team Hollaback.
I haven't played in a couple years, but I used to play every year.
Okay.
And the best I've done was 3rd place, which was
really
part of my like a whole bunch of like. Okay, growing up in the 80s, I was a G.I. Joe kid, so like I've connected with a whole bunch of G.I. Joe people online, and we had our own league, so I got a bunch of cool prizes from that. But every year, aside from that, like I get great players, and there's injuries, or just like the stupidest week, and my starters shouldn't have started. And I swear, Jay Hunger, if you're watching, if you play any fantasy, don't play my damn players, dude, because this guy has a curse. He'll play my people, and actually he'll play Ravens too. He's a Bengals fan, and he hates the Ravens.
Okay.
And whenever he plays them, Steve Smith, he played him, got injured that week. Jay Hunger has the curse of like,
he's got his own Madden curse going on.
So don't play my damned people. Don't play the Ravens anymore either, dude.
Yeah, I've never picked any Ravens players.
No?
Yeah, man. I definitely didn't pick any wide receivers, and I don't think I really had the opportunity to grab any of the Ravens running backs. But yeah, I've never picked any. I have picked their defense.
Yep.
And they have paid dividends. Like, man, that's there's a couple of positions, kicker, and defense and special teams, that you pretty much got a standard across the board. As far as points are concerned, across the board with the teams. But there are a couple of teams that jump out there. There are a couple of kickers out there. Kicker from Seattle, I can't remember his name right now, but kickers who kick a lot of field goals.
Yeah.
Defensive teams that score a lot of turnovers. Your Broncos, they're another one. They're another good team that that's an anomaly. That'll get you a couple of extra points. You know. And the Ravens are one of those teams. I mean, year in and year out, they will get you their defense and special teams. They will get you some extra points, dog. I try to make a point to grab their defense if I deal with anything Raven in the fantasy league. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some good participation on that, and we're really looking forward to that. That draft party is going to be a really good time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So last week, really quickly, we went through our AFC North prediction. I kind of wanted to revisit that and give a little more love to that subject. Mark and I both went with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You still with that?
Maybe change to the Cleveland Browns. Hell no.
I'm about to say, what?
RG3's make a comeback.
Yeah.
No, definitely the Steelers still. They're returning 20 of their 22 starters. That's just ridiculous. And I think I said it last week. They're like the lower-end New England Patriots. They know how to recycle players. They know how to get players that are just a little bit past their prime out and bring someone new in that's quality, that's going to contribute to the team. They're a machine, and they just keep on rolling.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, like, honestly, there's nobody in the division. And, you might be able to say there is nobody in the AFC that can beat the trio of Roethlisberger, Brown, and Bell. Like, I mean, honestly, Ravens don't have it.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly, the preseason buzz is that the Ravens are going to make the wild card. I'm not optimistic about that.
Really?
I'm really not. We went 8-8 last season. To me, I feel like you'd have to get that wild card. You got to do better than 8-8.
I think they're planning on doing better than 8-8.
Yeah, but I mean, when's the last time they did better than 8-8?
2 seasons ago, because last year was 8-8. The year before was 6-10. And that was the year Flacco was injured. So Flacco still, in a season that he's played fully, has never had a losing season. Mm-hmm. He hit 800 or 500 twice. The year after the Super Bowl and then last season. But they've only been to the playoffs one out of the last 4 years, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, we did just pick up Macklin, so we got a little Macklin-Wallace combo, but you didn't address the issues. I talked about this when we did the draft thing. You didn't address your issues on offensive line. So if Flacco has no time to throw to these guys, I mean, it's pretty much like they out there for no reason. Yeah. But you guys don't go anywhere. As promised, we will discuss the AFC East and West and who will reign supreme in those divisions. Just a bit outside, Monday night, Kescia, Mark.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly right now. I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they need a butt.
I can use a little extra tissue daddy.
I can pop it. Right now.
He out here giving out butt cheek donations.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome back. Just a bit outside, BeExposedRadio.com. Really quickly, update on the home team. The O's are still going strong. It's top of the 8th, 1-0 against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. So we're happy to hear that.
Wait, didn't they drop the Devil a couple years ago?
Yeah.
So it's just Tampa Bay Rays now.
Right. Okay. Tampa Bay Rays. They're no longer down with Satan.
They didn't want to them Florida Christians.
Oh, Lord. All right, so when we left off, we was full blown into the NFL. Man, I got to say, I am happy that we are just around the corner. I mean, I feel like a kid waiting for Christmas waiting for the football Santa to come down the chimney with all the football gifts. How about you, Mark?
Oh yeah, NFL is like my favorite season, and every year it goes by too damn fast.
Yeah, I mean, they only give us 16 weeks of regular season.
Yep.
And if you're not lucky enough to have a postseason team, then it gets pretty friggin' miserable.
That's why I have two teams. No.
That's why I have my fantasy team. No. But I mean, that could even be like, yo, that's the funny thing about fantasy too. Like, your home team. Like, there have been times where like the Ravens would win, but I would take a ass whipping on my fantasy team, and I would be depressed all week. Like, man.
Conversely, your home team gets a whipping, but your fantasy team just blew out the other guy, 134-62, and you're like,
right. There's nothing like having a player on your fantasy team playing against your home team, and then you don't know what the hell to do with yourself. You don't know who to root for. You know what I mean? Like, fantasy season just gets crazy. I can't wait. All right, so we gave you guys our predictions, our extended version of our prediction for the AFC North. I want to move on down the line, the AFC line, and talk a little bit about the AFC East, which is the home of the current Super Bowl champion, New England Patriots.
Ooh.
Right. Who we all love to hate. Right. Thank you, Eric. The AFC East consists of the New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, and the New York Jets. Now, I mean, I don't mean any harm, but for real, I don't know any team in the NFL that has it as good as the Patriots has it. Like, yo, seriously, their division is a booty. Yeah. They coast every freaking year. I think this is part of the reason why I hate them so much too, because it's just like they get no competition.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know this, but prior to the Ravens coming to Baltimore, I was a Miami Dolphin fan.
Really?
Big Dan Marino fan.
Yeah. Huh?
Dan Marino is my man. Okay, so I've been following along with this Patriots BS for quite some time, and it's been pretty painful. So now I get it on both ends, because they whip my home team and my secondary team like year in and year out. So do I need to ask you who your prediction is?
No,
for AFC East?
I'm just like, I'm always flabbergasted because Miami was expected to do well last season. They got that dude at quarterback. What's his name?
Tannehill.
Yeah,
Ryan Tannehill.
He was supposed to be like the second coming of Andrew Luck or something.
Dan Marino.
Yeah, and they obviously didn't do as well as they expected. A few years back, it was the Bills, and actually the Bills had a great start a few seasons back, and just crumbled.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in the '90s when the Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row, lost everyone, and I kind of want to see
Kelly.
I want to see them get back into the playoffs at least. Yeah,
and I feel like they have a lot of players over there that deserve to go.
Absolutely.
Like I'm a big Tyrod Taylor fan.
Dude.
He came from Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the kid can play. He's just hasn't had the opportunity to shine.
What's funny is I remember like listening to other sports shows when Tyrod was here, and they're like, "Oh, he's a backup. He's just a backup. He'll never be a starter in the league." And I love the dude. Like, I saw so much talent in him, and I'm so happy for him to get that starting job and be leading the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
it's a great situation for him.
Yeah, to get. Well, not only to get traded up there, but as Mark just said, to beat out their current starting quarterback, who was E.J. Manuel.
Yeah.
Who I like too. He's got a rough career and he can't seem to get right. But I'm a big Tyrod Taylor fan. I'm a big Shady McCoy fan. And I like Sammy Watkins too. Is he still with them?
I think so.
I believe so. And I still have my ties to the Ryans. Is he still up there?
No,
No, he's gone.
Yeah, he was checked out at the end of the year.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So maybe this new coach, I wanted to look up on him. Maybe it'll bring a new perspective and a breath of fresh air for that squad. Yeah, you know, I always feel like they are like just right there. I don't know what that missing piece is, because I felt like their defense was pretty solid.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what that missing piece is. Sammy Watkins, I know he's had his injuries in the past, but they're just right there. They're one little piece away from getting themselves into the postseason. Maybe they'll get it done this year. Miami hasn't really made too many moves to make themselves contenders. But I'll tell you who did make some moves in the division. New England Patriots. Makes me sick to my stomach, dog.
Well, like I was saying about the
yeah,
they know how to recycle players. They know when someone's time is up, and they know how to cheat. So
yeah, well, yeah. My favorite grab for New England was Brandon Cooks from the New England Patriots. Like, yeah, you just gave Tom Brady one more weapon. You know, as if he don't have enough already. Okay. And I'm also starting to hear a little buzz about this cornerback duo that they have with Stephon Gilmore and Malcolm Butler.
Yep.
Stephon Gilmore just landed a sweet contract with New England Patriots, 5 years, $65 million. So he's the real deal. He's the real deal. But this other kid that they're matching him up with, Malcolm Butler, they are saying this could be one of Bill Belichick's best duos.
That's scary.
And I'm about to say, that's why you see my eyes.
Yeah.
You see my eyes. Joe Flacco, look out. Like, you know, I mean, they've had some pretty decent cornerbacks come through there.
All I know is whatever Bill Belichick sold his soul to Satan for, he's gotten quite the return.
Yo, man, I don't understand. What, how did they do this? I mean, it's seriously, it's just like.
Wasn't him and Harbaugh on the same coaching staff?
Yes.
Philly?
Yes.
And then he was a head coach of the Browns for a little bit. And he did something with someone somewhere when he got the New England job, because Jesus.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So, I think we have so we don't think that there's anybody out there who can contend with the New England Patriots.
Nope.
In the division. And I guess let's stretch it out to the conference. Pittsburgh. Next bet.
Yeah.
And then after that,
probably the Broncos or KC.
And see, I was going to say probably the Broncos or Oakland. I honestly think that it might be Oakland's this year. You know, they got a tough break. Pun intended. Last season. They got a tough break. But, man, you know, they made some moves. You know, they managed to bring my man Marshawn Lynch back. I think that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge for them. And I think that we might see that Oakland Raiders, New England Patriots, AFC Championship with Derek Carr playing this time, you know.
It's funny because I think back to the last time they were in Super Bowl. What was that, 2003 against the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
And, like, they were the epitome of an old team. They just cobbled together all these old players that were just at their prime that could definitely get it done. And they got to the Super Bowl, and, like, because they didn't win, it just fell apart. All these old guys just stayed a little bit too long. And that's why they floundered so long since then. And now they have a young group of guys that, as much as I hate to say it, the Raiders could be there for a while.
Yeah, they could be scary. The black hole might be back in full effect starting 2017. Now, let's move on to the AFC West, which I know you have an affinity for. Because Mark's favorite team, his second team or first team, I'll probably say his first team, the Denver Broncos.
Tied.
All right, we'll say tied. He's a big Denver Bronco fan. So, how do you think your Denver Broncos will fare this year in the AFC West?
If I'm going to be honest, I'll say if they get into wild card or into the playoffs, it'll be a wild card. I don't think they're going to win the division. I like what KC's been doing the last few years, and I think they could very well take the division. Like you said, Oakland, they definitely have something going on there. But I'm not sold on the quarterbacks in Denver. Simeon, I mean, he played okay, but he just doesn't seem like a starter to me. And for all these moves that they're doing, it's their defense that won them the Super Bowl a few years back. Von Miller, maybe my favorite player of all time now from the Broncos, second only to John Elway. But to me, a really telling sign is that when all these teams are making moves and signing players and getting ready for training camp or in training camp, the Broncos announced today that they signed Elway to a 5-year extension.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Which, that's great. He's done good things for the team, but you don't want that to be your headline right now. You want you want the players.
That's a fantastic point.
You want the current players to be your headline.
Yes. Yes.
So that's where I see the Broncos. It'll be a second place if they get in. But I think right now for the AFC West, I'm going to go KC.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And, KC actually tied Oakland last season for the division leader. So, you definitely can't count them out. Did they ever figure out the Jamal Charles situation?
I don't know.
I had not heard anything about any running backs.
I remember
Come to think about it.
Took a couple tours or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever heard of him signing anywhere.
Right. And see, that's what brings me to my point of why I think the Oakland Raiders are going to take the AFC West. Alex Smith is good. Is he the type of quarterback that can put the teams on his shoulders and win? I don't think so.
Really?
I don't. I think you need a nice balance between the running game and the passing game. And if you don't have Jamal Charles, if you don't lock him down, who do you have right now? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not hearing anything about who the Kansas City Chiefs have been talking to about bringing in. I do know that there are still a few running backs out there that are available. But, I haven't heard anything about them keeping Jamal Charles. And I would think, now, tell me if I'm wrong, I would think that would be a key to their success in 2017.
I totally agree. He is key to their success. And I might want to rethink my pick right now. Because, like I said, I didn't hear that he signed anywhere. But he signed with the damn Denver Broncos. Jamal Charles.
He did?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
I have no idea. I'm on his Wikipedia right now. All I saw was he's a... You know how they always...
I'm on the Broncos webpage right now. I don't even see that.
Let's see. Oh, damn. On May 2nd, he signed a 1-year, $3.75 million deal. But I'm still not sold on the Denver quarterback. So, Charles, I don't know. Now we got to find out who KC picked up to replace him.
And they also Denver also has Devontae Booker. So you've got some two between that and Charles, two pretty good running backs. If one goes down, you could throw the other one up in there that can, is ready to go. I did not hear that. That is something. That is something.
That's big.
So if Denver can manage to figure out who's going to be under center.
Yep.
Because who do you have competing for that spot?
Simeon and God, I can't remember his name. But they're both young guys. Simeon's,
Yeah.
what, second or third season? And the other guy's only like 2 years in, too.
Right. And, like Mark said, Elway just signed that 5-year extension. So, he's got a plan in effect.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So we could very well see, Denver coming back to the forefront. But I still don't think it's enough to beat Tom Brady. Like, you need to have an experienced quarterback. And even though Derek Carr isn't that battle-tested, he kind of had a breakout season last year.
Oh, yeah.
You would still like to see somebody with a little more experience go up against that team. You guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Can't believe it. It's like quarter of 10. Right, so when we come back, we're going to wrap things up, have a few more announcements for you guys. Just a bit outside. I think the Orioles are still winning. They're doing it tonight. Y'all don't go anywhere. Peace.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts, to interviews, and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, beexposedradio.com.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
What is Hood Respect? Family, life, work, love. We are all from the hood and we all want respect. That's why we wear Hood Respect. Available in men's, women's, and kids. For more information and ordering options, contact Instagram at Hood Respect, Facebook to Mel Martin Sr., and email at hoodrespect.tms71@gmail.com. The look you need is Hood Respect.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Didn't get a chance to tune in last week? Well, here's what you missed on the Artist Exchange radio show.
Being a stage actor, how has that prepared you for comedy?
Oh man, I think that being a thespian definitely gave me a head start and an advantage over most of the guys that just go right into comedy. I mean, it definitely helps with stage presence, memorization. Just a lot of comedians in the city, they don't consider every aspect of the performance, like what you're wearing, how you say certain words, and being a stage actor, like I definitely, I'm thinking about every part of the joke when I write it or when I perform it. I try to do it as a performer without looking too stage.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh man, all right, this is it, the end of the line. Man, we had such a good time with y'all tonight. Make sure you tune in next week. We're going to talk more about the NFL, give you some more predictions. We're going to jump into the NFC for all of my Saints fans, Cowboy fans, Giants fans, Eagles fans, booty ass Redskins fans. So you all guys will have a chance to hear about your teams and speak on them if you want to. You know how we like to end our show at Just a Bit Outside. We always like to end it on a good note and have a nice feel-good story for you guys to part with. Today we have 2 feel-good stories. One is local, and this is like my favorite thing that I've heard of today, honestly. The Baltimore Ravens are out there in the Baltimore community. They recently donated $1.5 million to the Renaissance Academy High School in Baltimore to keep it open and help out with the renovations. I mean, man, yeah, that is really awesome. I mean, in a day and age, you know, here in Baltimore, you know, they're closing schools down like it's nothing. Park and recreation programs, man, it's just, they're becoming scarce. So to see the Baltimore Ravens step up to the plate and help out, you know, help the city out in terms of education and recreation, man, is just really, really awesome. The second story that I wanted to talk about is gosh, I don't even think I have her name, yo. The first female DJ to take up residency at Madison Square Garden. And damn, man, what's her name? Shit. We're gonna call her DJ Homegirl. So shout out to DJ Homegirl, who is the first woman resident DJ at Madison Square Garden, man. You guys, it's been so nice hanging out with you guys tonight. Hey, listen, don't forget about the Fantasy League. Please tell your friends. We got 6 spots open. You get in contact with myself, get in contact with Mark if you're interested. Entry fee is $45.
Draft party.
Yeah, draft party gonna be a ball. We're gonna have it going down. As always, Baltimore, spread love, y'all.
And in the words of Lincoln Parks, the party of Chester Bennington, if we look outside ourselves to find love and peace, we will ultimately fail. It has to come from within. Lead by example.
Hey, that's a good one. Baltimore, have a good night, baby.
What is hood respect? Family, life, work, love. We are all from the hood.